5 ways to rescue a collapsing online job interview. I'm also on lookout for any ticket inspectors. So I need to take both roles very seriously. So if any of you see any ticket inspectors coming up, put it in the chat. Anyway, so 5 ways to rescue a collapsing online job interview, and this is from my own experience. I've had a couple of online job interviews that were horrendous, horrendous. I take accountability. It's because I didn't prepare. Yeah, I just didn't prepare. I was in a place where there wasn't good lighting. There were technical difficulties. Um, to be honest with you, I wasn't really serious about the role. They'd reached out to me to advertise for the role, and I considered it. But when you haven't applied for a job, you're just not as motivated. So I guess that was part of it. But basically, I was unprepared. On the day I was going out with my friend, and I wasn't going to cancel like going out with her. So I just thought I would just do it on the same day. Um, it was just such a shambles. I was outside. I didn't have like a quiet private room. You know, it was just it's like a ticket inspector. It was just really, really bad. It was just really, really bad. But somehow I was able to rescue the interview and be successful for the role, and I got the job. So these are just 5 tips on how to rescue a collapsing job interview. Number one, I would say have a bit of humor. I would say humor is always difficult in a job interview because you don't want to cross any lines. Generally, I wouldn't recommend humor in a job interview. But if the job interview is collapsing, the way I see it, you got nothing to lose, right? So a bit of humor. And when I say humor, something like you might say, "Oh, this isn't going well, is it?" Or you could say something like, "I promise you, I do know how to use a computer," or you can say something like, "I guarantee I've been on Teams before." So just that might not even be humor. That just might be like a light touch joke. But yeah, humor's always a bit tricky. But yeah, I would say just apply um, a funny thing to say in regards to what's happening, just to relieve the tension, because you may feel embarrassed and they might feel embarrassed for you as well. Um, Also, I find it helps if you actually just say, "Oh my gosh, I'm really nervous. I can't believe this is happening." I find that people are quite nice when you just be vulnerable in that way. Is that a ticket inspector? Number two is just reschedule. Just reschedule. Just say, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening. I'm really sorry. I really want to put my best foot forward. Can we reschedule?" Okay, which is what I done. I just said, "Oh, this is really embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule this interview? I don't feel like this is my um, best efforts, and I would like another opportunity to create a good impression." Right? So I would say just reschedule, right? Hello, Unk own_6. Yeah, so reschedule. So number one is a bit of humor, just a little funny comment like, "Oh my gosh, I'm really embarrassed. Can't believe this is happening. I promise you I'm not a dinosaur. I do know how to use a computer." Number two, just reschedule. I understand how inconvenient this is. However, I don't feel like I can put my best foot forward in these settings, and I would like to reschedule if possible. Number three, be honest. Just admit, just take accountability. I would say don't make excuses. What I done, I just said, I haven't prepared um, adequately for this. So yeah, I would say just be honest. Just put your hands up. Hey, this isn't going great because I failed to prepare. Um, Pop it, pop it, pop it. Number 4, stay calm, don't panic. I would say it's always resolvable. Okay, they need someone for the job role. I thought it was a ticket inspector. Please get out of my live. This is not that type of channel. Please get out of the live. Um, so just be honest. Just take accountability. Um, just be like, hey, I haven't, prepared as much as I need to. Can I just have people here that take job interviews and like to intelligently prepare for any bad moments? Just those type of people in the chat, please. Yeah, so stay calm, take deep breaths, try not to panic, which is easier said than done, but just take deep breaths. You're still in control of the interview. Try not to panic. It's all good. Um, I think a couple of times I just, um, oh God, God, please leave. Right, just please go away. Yeah, so stay calm, take deep breaths. Easy said than done. Try not to panic. Clearly, they want to give you the job. Like, they've scheduled an interview with you because they see potential. So all is not lost. So try not to panic. Stay calm. Take deep breaths. What you can also do is just hang up and blame it on the connection. So what I done in my instance, because I was having technical difficulties and it's becoming really embarrassing, I just called them on their landline. So I just called their general number to speak to somebody, and it was quite confusing because when I called the reception, I was like, hey, I'm in an interview and I've lost connection, I need to speak to them. And then the people on reception were like, oh no, sorry, we can't put you through, they're in an interview. And I'm like, no, they're not, I'm the interview, so you can go ahead and interrupt them because I'm the interview, and technical difficulties have removed me from the online interview, so you can interrupt them. So it got a bit confusing, but I just called their landline number to speak to them, on the phone. Gosh, it is so hot. Um, Review your options. It's a good idea just to take a step back and review what can be done. I took a step back and I asked myself, do I want this job? Do I want this job? When all this headache and drama, is it a sign, or do I need to fight for this? And I decided to fight for it. So no matter what happens on your online interview, you may feel like the interview is collapsing. You can rescue it. You can definitely rescue it because, like I said, I mean, this was a while ago, but like I said, I was able to reschedule, redo the interview. I had 2 interviews. Um, like I had a second interview, but I was able to reschedule it, rescue the online interview, and then get the job. So it's not impossible. It is doable. If they've selected you for an interview, that means they're interested and they would like to give you the job. So all is not lost. So I'll just go over the 5 tips. Let me know if you see a ticket inspector because I'm on ticket inspector duty. Okay, so the first tip is use a bit of humor. Obviously, humor is a bit tricky in job interviews. I wouldn't usually say use humor, but I just mean like a funny line like, oh my, this is embarrassing, or I promise I know how to use computers. Yeah. Um, I mean, I was outside. On reflection, I don't know why I thought I could get away with having an interview in the outside, but like I said, my heart wasn't really in it to begin with. Um, in a way, I would say that as I saw the interview collapse, it motivated me to actually want the job. I think because I got the job so easily and they reached out to me, maybe I didn't really take it as seriously as I should have. So seeing the interview collapse was a good way for me to decide whether or not I wanted to go for it and actually, you know, put effort into getting this job. So, you know, every cloud has a silver lining and all that. Okay, so the first tip is humor. Second tip is just reschedule. If at all possible, just reschedule. I rescheduled for a different day, or you can reschedule for later in the day, but I just rescheduled. Number three is just take accountability, just admit you haven't prepared, or just explain the technical difficulties, or like just put your hands up. Because for me, it was getting ridiculous, like, you know, logging back in, you know, they can't see me properly, logging back in, oh, they can't hear anything, logging back in, are you outside? So just reschedule. Yeah. Um, put your hands up, take responsibility, just admit you're not as prepared as you should have been, but you really want this job and you would like another opportunity to interview. Number four, stay calm, take deep breaths, which is easier said than done, but in real time, you're showing them how you work when you're under pressure. So that's the other advantage, that they can actually see how you manage how you regulate yourself under pressure. So in real time, they can see, you know, they can see one of the alleged skills that you claim to have of working well under pressure, if you have listed that as one of your, you know, skills. And number five, just review your options. Okay, I'm gonna go now. But number five is review your options. Ooh. Hmm? Okay, I'm gonna go now, guys. We got KFC in the house.